Hello everyone. Today I will be doing a Twisted Wonderland tier list video on how close would I be with them. So this is gonna have a general spoiler warning. It's gonna have a general spoiler warning, and this will also have spoilers for the content inside, like the art inside the Twisted Wonderland official art book. I've taken the cover off temporarily as I don't want to damage it, but there will be a general spoiler warning as to what's in here. It's just the cards, but yeah. I will not be ranking the teachers or any of the staff because I have to do that. I have to interact with them, so they cannot have a ranking. Let's just put them in the void category. Okay. So first we have Riddle Rose Hearts. Riddle Rose Hearts, I would probably be friendly acquaintance. Let's go with the tier list. We have husband, kind of self-explanatory. Homie, they're added to the group chat. They're my ride or die people, except I can't tell if I want to ride or die, because that's kind of how I am with my homies. I spill my heart out to them. They know about everything, unless I am literally obliged to keep a secret. I won't share secrets to the homies if it's personal with somebody else. But if it's my secrets, absolutely. They know every single thing about me. Friend. These people, I won't spill my guts out to. But we're certainly friends. We're certainly close. I'll sit at their lunch table. But I'm not like spilling my guts out to you. Friendly acquaintance. This is a person that I see at the school. It's like, oh yeah, they're chill. But that's it. Like, I could do with or without them. Enemy. I have beef with this person. If I see this person, I'm glaring a mile a minute. I am holding a grudge against them. I'm petty as shit against them. I do not respect them as I would with a friendly acquaintance. Any word that comes out of their mouth, I am filled with a surge of rage. And then avoid. I try to avoid this person at all costs, because if I do, there's going to be like some certain reason, probably a reason as to why, but I'm just avoiding them for whatever that might mean. Alright, so with Riddle Rose Hearts, I'd probably put him in friendly acquaintance, because I think he's very strict and he'd have a lot to say about me. I'm a very chaotic and messy person, so I think he would be very, very judgy against me. He'd have a lot of stuff to say about me. Next, we have Ace Trapola. Ace Trapola, I'm gonna put an enemy. In canon, I know that the MC and Ace, Ace kind of earns homie status. I'm a petty bitch. I hold a grudge. So unless you're like one of the house wardens, you're gonna get on. I'm gonna judge you. Ace, he was really mean to Grim. He was mean to Grim, my homie. I'm gonna put that in the first homie category, Grim. He was absolutely disrespectful to Grim, to me. He like, haha, you're a loser magical student. Why do you toy with people? Constantly making fun of dudes, constantly friggin' just being a shit. Now, any Ace stands, I respect your opinion. I personally disagree. I don't like that man. I think that if he was actually a guy at my school, I would have to call my boyfriend like every day just to get him to talk me out of murdering him. Because I'm not a violent dog. People just take me off very easily. Okay, next we have Deuce Spade. Deuce Spade the homie. He's just, I understand, like, his actions, his behaviors. He's a homie. He reminds me of somebody that I'm also a homie with. So, yeah. I don't think that he's manipulating anybody. He tries his best to be the best he can be. But yeah, I think I'd have a little bit trust issues considering the people I hang around in real life. People that I think that he's comparable to are like the worst version of him. You know? Like, yeah. Next we have Cater Diamond. I think he'd be overwhelming. A bit overwhelming, because he's like, hey, you wanna go out on a date? I'm like, no, thank you. But he's like really respectful. Like, he's not my favorite, but he's certainly a friendly acquaintance. Like, I don't hate him, but I don't consider him a friend. He's just a little off-putting. I think that if I saw him in real life and he was like, hashtag need that, I'm like, kind of real. Can I see my family again? Like, he scares me. A lot of people at this school scare me. I don't do well in social situations. I don't well pick up on social cues. And so I think that he'd be a friendly acquaintance because I wouldn't really take the time to bond with him. And that's on my part because I don't trust him all that much. Trey Clover. He reminds me of somebody who's my homie. So I'm gonna put him in homie for that reason. But I think with him, he would be that one person that I think he'd be that one person that I would want to gouge his eyes out, but I'd also want to see him happy. I think seeing him happy would make me happy. I wouldn't want him to go through a hard time. I would do the best I can to be there for him if he needed to open up or to talk about a problem that happened. But I also just really just want to gouge his eyes out because he's so weird. He's just like, what reason do you have to be nice to people like that? You just go up to people and you just be nice to them, and it's genuine. What reasons do you have for that genuine kindness? Is it a manipulation tactic? Are you doing this not out of kindness or generosity, but for a reputation? Are you doing this out of obligation? Or are you actually nice to me? I think we'd have that kind of homie relationship where I don't exactly trust him all that much, but he's still my homie because I'm really close with him. I trust him enough to spill my heart out to, at least. Leona, homie. And he'd have to put up with me, because he's not getting rid of me. He could be countries away, and he'd still manage to never get rid of me. He could be on the other side of the world, and I would still manage to find a way to get in contact with him. Gee, that sounds stalkerish. What I'm saying is, he's that one friend who begrudgingly becomes homies. He leaves the group chat every Thursday, and it takes him a week to realize that I'm not letting go of him. I would surpass his 7 desperate, overwhelming attempts to push me away, and then we'd be homies. Next, we have Jack Howell, friendly acquaintance. He's another one of those characters like Cater Diamond and Trey, but I think that I'm ranking Trey in the way that he reminds me of a certain somebody that I am homies with, so by default that makes him a homie. If Trey didn't remind me of that homie IRL, he'd be in friendly acquaintance. With Jack, I'd put him in friendly acquaintance because I would think that his kindness is not out of choice, but by responsibility and obligation. He doesn't actually care about my feelings, but I would think that he doesn't actually care about my feelings. He just does that so karma insinuates what goes around comes around. I think he was a believer of that. And so I would think he's not being kind to me because he actually wants to be kind. He just wants me to be kind to him. He doesn't actually care about me. He just feels obligated to sit there and pretend like he does. I think that's what I would think about him, and that's why I'm not as close with him. Ruggy. I think Ruggy the way that I characterize Ruggy might be a little skewed. I'm gonna put him in friend. He's not exactly a homie, but I do see him and I think, this guy is pretty entertaining to watch. He's entertaining, he doesn't give me a hard time, and he's also pretty friendly and the way that I want to be his friend. Not exactly with Cater where he fits the Ruggy criteria, but I just don't want to be friends with him. Ruggy's the type of person, he's chill, he doesn't give me a hard time, he teases a little bit, but I can tell he cares about people, and so it makes me want to be his friend because of his demeanor. So yeah, he's a friend. Azul. I think I'd try to avoid Azul, and only go to him when I'm desperate, because I can't really trust him. I can't trust Azul. He's a schemer. Everything that I tell him, he'll probably treat as blackmail material. I'd avoid him because I'm an oversharer, and that can bite me in the butt. So I avoid him at all costs. In chapter 4, I really liked him. I really liked the way he condoned it. It was very cathartic to see such great scam going on, but I just wouldn't want to be at the end of it. at the other end. Jade Leech, also avoid. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the Octavanil Trio at avoid. I don't trust any of them. I would also put Floyd in the enemy tier because he reminds me of the worst parts of myself. And so I think it would be out of self-hatred. And when people supposedly ask, hey, why do you hate Floyd so much? Every time that he's here, you feel like you're about to murder somebody. Why? I feel like if anybody asked me that, I would tell them, he reminds me of the worst parts of myself, and so I don't like him. He's everything that I hate about myself. And I think I would openly express that to him as well. I think that he would be trying to harass Riddle, and I would say, God, you're just everything I fucking hate about myself. Overly pushy, never even seeing anything beyond your perception of people. Just, God, you just don't give a shit, do you? Everything that I hate about myself. And I need you to just leave us alone. So yeah. Jamil Viper. No. First, Kaleem. Friendly acquaintance. Friendly acquaintance. I'm thinking about putting Azul in the friendly acquaintance tier. Because he's a house warden, he's seen his story. And so with Riddle, I've also seen his story, but he'd still have a lot to say about me. So I am only acquainted with Riddle. I don't necessarily avoid him with Azul and Jade because I don't trust them. I don't want to bother him. I don't want to be a burden. That's the same with Jamil. Kaleem always gives him a rough time. So I think that I would probably be a friendly acquaintance with him. He'd also have a number of things to say about me, but I think that he's like, deep down, he's a really great guy, and I just don't want to burden him, so I'm friendly acquainted with him, and I also mildly avoid him. With Kaleem, I avoid him. Kaleem bothers me. No hate to Kaleem, I just don't trust him. When I was reading throughout chapter 4, I felt like the entire time I was playing chapter 4, minus the fact that I just realized he was incredibly naive, it would just bother me. His honesty felt like similar with, like, he didn't actually care. He didn't actually care about how I was doing. He just wanted somebody to talk to in a way that's just, I have no other options. I didn't want to feel like a backup, and so I'd avoid him. Vil. Vil's next. Vil, I think would earn homie status. In book 4, not book 4, his segment, book 5, I hated how he viewed Appel as an extension of himself, pretty much. But then I realized he does deep down care. And so for that, I think we'd have a lot of arguments, but I still care about him. He'd probably tell me, your pores look wide open. Did you get enough sleep last night? And so I would probably hold that in. He'd be like, did you do your skincare today? You have a pimple on. And so the next day, maybe he got a rough sleep, or like I notice his pores are open, and I'm like, oh, now's my time to bite him back for it. Hey, Phil, are you doing all right? Your pores look open. Did you get enough sleep? And he'd be like, well played. Okay, what the freak? No, I didn't get much sleep last night. I was like, does it hurt? Does it feel good? Having your pore size critiqued, does it feel good? He's like, okay, yeah, no, I understand. Appel's a homie. Appel is that one kid that I hang around that I'm not afraid of, like, taking off, because I know he's not that type of person to just beat you up because you said something, like, really annoying, or maybe you were too noisy. Like, I think I would really find him to be admirable. I respect him highly when I find out that he can beat some butt. He's like that one kid that's like 5'4" and could beat a 6'2" buff guy in a fight. It's very admirable, and so I think I'd like him a lot. Rook Hunt. I think with Rook Hunt, he would be a friend. No, a homie. I think that I would get really frustrated because he knows so much about me, and I don't even know that much about him. I think that if he tried talking to me and being like, hey, what's going on? I could see you're really sad right now. I can see it in your eyes. And I think if I had tried to express that I was fine, or I would try to lie my way out, he would keep pushing maybe, or maybe he wouldn't. But if he would, I would probably be like panicking. I'd be like, Rook, you don't even know about yourself, do you? Do you even know yourself enough to know about others? Everyone has their secrets. You need to respect that. But if he doesn't push and he's like, are you okay? I can see in your eyes that something's wrong. I'm like, oh, no, I'm fine. I had a really upsetting dream last night, and it was really confusing, and I think it affected my day just a bit. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'll help you feel better. I think we'd be homies regardless. Idiot, I think we would be on the status. I feel like it would take a long while for me to become friends with him. I think I would bond over, like, certain animes. Like, I'd be like, what you watching? He's like, and then he'd like explain what he's watching. I was like, I love that series. Who's your favorite character? And we'd like bond over that. And yeah, I think we would bond over that. It'd be really cool. But I'm gonna put him in husband here because I'm kind of I'm like the number one idiot glazer in my boyfriend's Discord server. So like I adore him so much. I think I very much yearn for him. And then I'd realize, oh, this guy is really, really, really insecure. And I think that I'd also have a lot of respect for him because he's really smart. He's not really that confident, but when he gets confident, it's considered cocky. But I would perceive it at first as cocky, but then I'd think it over and I'd be like, wait a minute. I think that's his version of being confident. He perceives people who are confident in that way. So maybe to him, that's what confidence looks like. But since I really simp for him, I'm gonna put him in husband tier. Ortho, I would put in homie status. I think that I'd probably, again, have an argument similar with Rook, where it's like, stop freaking or psychoanalyzing me. He's like, are you okay, Cloud? Your heart rate seems like this, and he's like, are you alright, Cloud? Your nerves seem to be similar to Idia when he's hyperventilating. I'm like, I'm fine, Ortho. I'm okay. And he's like, according to your symptoms, you're not. I'm like, Ortho, please. I can do this by myself, and I don't appreciate you constantly psychoanalyzing me. I don't need that. I don't want to be pitied because my heart rate is like 20 beats more than usual. Everyone has secrets, and you should respect them. I'm kind of a hypocrite in the way. I kind of be psychoanalyzing people, so I might be a hypocrite for that, but Malleus Draconia. I think I'd bond over him similarly with... I think I'd bond with him in the way that the MC does in canon. So he's homie status. Okay. Silver. I think that Silver would be a friend. I'm not exactly spilling my heart out to him, but I can tell like his, at first I would think that his power of friendship bit, his like power of friendship thing, it's like, I believe that we can bridge the connection between Fae and humans. And I'm like, so is he doing a power of friendship bit, or is he genuine? And then I would like dig into it a bit more, and I'd see that he's genuine, and so he's a friend. Because again, I wouldn't consider him a homie. I wouldn't really add him to the group chat. Actually, yes, I would. He's homie status. I'd add him to the group chat. And people with, Sebek. I put Sebek in. I put Sebek in friend tier. One of his main traits is that he's very loud and doesn't know a lot about volume control. I think that his undying loyalty to Malleus is admirable. And the way that he can precisely communicate in a crowd, I think he is very good at that, to talking with a lot of people at once. And if there was a situation where something went wrong, I think he would be good at evacuation orders. Like, please exit swiftly and efficiently. And he'd be good at giving orders and getting everyone to safety. And for that, I think he's pretty admirable. Lilia. For Lilia, I would put in friend status. Would I add it to the group chat? Probably not. I don't have anything against Lilia. He's a really good friend. I just wouldn't add him to the group chat. I think that I wouldn't trust him because of his vibes. Vibes are a big thing. I don't feel unsafe around him, but I feel like he knows something that we don't. I feel like if I was in that situation and he was looking at me, I would feel a little bit uncomfortable if his eyes were on me. I'd feel like he was drinking down my soul, just an abyss that stares into me the longer that I remain in the room. And for that, I think it'd be a little bit unnerving, but I can tell that his intentions aren't malicious, and he doesn't really have ulterior motives other than to just find out more about me. Faye also can tell when people are lying, so I think that if he asked, hey, what's wrong? And I'd be like, I'm fine. He'd know that I was lying, but he'd understand that it's probably really personal and I don't want to open up about it. I think that that is what he would think, and he would respect that a lot, and so for that, he would achieve like a really good friend status, but not homie status, because I wouldn't open up to him. I don't think I'd trust him enough to do that. Okay, let's review the tiers. Husband, idiot tier. Homie. This is our group chat. Homie. Grim, Deuce, Trey, Leona, Phil, Apple, Rook, Ortho, Malleus, and Silver. Video is also in the group chat. Ruggy is in friend, so the friend tier is Ruggy, Sebek, and Lilia. Friendly acquaintance: Riddle, Cater, Jack, and Jamil. Enemy: Ace and Floyd. Avoid: Azul, Jade, and Kaleem. Here's my tier list. If you liked this video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.